All right, good evening, afternoon. What time has it been? Evening, afternoon? It's like mid-afternoon.
It's 2:47.
I am Craig with Hurry Up Pinball, and this is Hurry Up Pinball Podcast. This is episode 10, and I do have our good buddy TVBen is back again. This is the fourth time.
I'm available.
Wrong.
Yeah.
You're available?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I got time.
Yeah, we are both living in the halls of medicine right now.
Yes. We're both recovering from a cold that will not go away.
2 weeks ago, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out of state working, and I had a cold, and then I come back and I talked to Ben. He was sick too.
And my wife.
Yeah, there you go.
It's mostly settled down in the chest now, so maybe I'll sound even cooler.
Yeah. It's going to be a really snotty podcast.
Yeah. Not just our opinions.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. So, all right. Well, let's get into it. We got a little stuff today. We'll do Pinside Deals of the Week in a little bit, and we will always do the 10 pinball questions.
Always.
So I got some good ones for you today. Nothing too crazy. Try to keep it restricted.
You always get really weird on, like, the questions.
You're just mad because you didn't get that John Carpenter question.
Yeah. No, I wasn't mad. No, I wouldn't say that.
You weren't too mad?
No.
All right, so we're just going to shoot the breeze on a couple things. I think last time we were on the podcast, we talked about TPF and our experiences there.
Yep.
But I'm going to start out. Ben has mentioned this before. You have moved into pinball and arcade repair.
I have, yes.
So tell us about that. Tell us what you're doing, kind of how's it going, what you're seeing.
We're waiting in, yeah. So I've been, this past month, left my full-time job and have been spending a ton of time trying to get the garage just pulled together. And it's not done, it's nowhere near done, and it probably never will be. You'll probably always want to change something, but getting it to a point of I can do things out there and have stuff in an order. But so I've gone through, right now what I'm doing is clearing out all of my stuff that I've had for years. One of them was your old Mario.
Oh yes, good old Super Mario.
Yeah, but so I've been working into that. I've done, we'll go into Mario in a minute, but done some house calls. Just came from one up the street from you. I won't say his name, but he knows who he is, and he knows, we all know. So yeah, the challenges, it's fun, but the challenges are, especially like with the one I just did, is that's not one, the issue isn't something you can just do there. That's tough, and that's also what's also difficult about this is I don't want people thinking, it's a very small community and word of mouth. That's all this is anyway. I haven't said to anybody other, we've said on the podcast, but I haven't put out contact information, nothing. All this stuff is word of mouth or people I've talked to over the years that I don't want to fleece anybody. That's stupid. A short-term gain to like get an extra $50 out of somebody is not worth it. But there are things that are just not able to be done in a house. So this one we're going to have to bring to the garage. Yeah. But I did a few. I was actually at a place yesterday, did 5 games, and luckily all those were not big issues, so it was easy to get through. But it's been fun. It is, and it's fun to see. I've always appreciated just seeing something working again, and as an engineer, that was all I ever did anyway, was make sure that
everything's working.
Yeah, and we're back. So you always get that nice sense of accomplishment of just, okay, it's back and they can play, and there you go. So there's a reward in that. But
you did an arcade repair too, didn't you? Recently,
I did. 2 weeks ago. Well, almost 2 weeks ago. I did a 60-in-1.
60-in-1. What's wrong with that one?
So my best guess is she had said that it wouldn't start a game, and I was like, So my suspicions were correct. It was not on free play anymore. You can set those boards to be free play. It's just those 60. Oh yeah. The 60-in-1, they're like $45 on Amazon, and there's nothing wrong with them, but they're cheap boards. That's the main issue here. It was nice. It was in an original Galaga cabinet and everything. The person that did this did a really nice job. It's not just some hack job with wiring laying everywhere. And I kind of suspected when she said it wouldn't start a game. I was like, I bet you it lost its free play setting, but how? So I checked the power supply, and it just has the basic, arcade power supply in it. Touch low. So my guess is it just dropped below the threshold, and so I put the meter on it and got, I think 12 volt was really low. I think 5 volt was close, but 12 volt was low. Did that, put it back on the free play setting, and power cycled it a bunch.
Nice.
Haven't heard from her since. I told her, if it happens again in a couple of days, I'll just come right back. Because, again, don't want to fleece anybody. And, but yeah, that one was fun. And then the one I did yesterday, and we've got some details on that one we'll bring up later. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, the goal would be, some house calls depending on what it is, but mainly, best I could do is in the garage with time and everything there, because it's tough to. Mandarano, who is up in Winston, the gold standard for repair, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. We talked about this years ago, and it's tough for trying to go to a place with what do you need?
Right. I can't even imagine. Like, I've worked on all my games here. Yeah. But I can't imagine going somewhere and being like, okay, I've got coil sleeves, I've got coils, I've got coil stops, I have rubber, I got all sorts of stuff for the play field. Yeah. And you get there and you're like,
one thing
I
you
need a
didn't
leaf
bring.
spring.
Yeah.
Well,
like today, I could.
What do you do, right?
One of the other problems which I could have fixed today, but I didn't bring any diodes. I didn't even think I would need a diode.
Yeah, you're getting into board work.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, hey, I got board work going on right now.
Yeah, there's one diode on a light board that's just not being a diode anymore, but easy fix. But yeah,
it was always the MOSFETs. My favorite.
MOSFETs.
It was always the MOSFETs and the
transistors.
The transistors, the flippers that wouldn't work, right? And it's just blown. You got to replace it, and but I imagine the more you do this, the more you'll probably, if you're doing a house call, you'll probably start bringing some of that stuff that's kind of on the fringe of, do you need it? Do you not need it? Just in case.
But, and familiarity, right. And like we were talking before, I said it's akin to like getting back in shape. Yeah. I know how I don't know everything, but for repair, it's just getting your reps back and getting in there and like, okay, I've seen this and I've seen this. I did a repair yesterday on an Apollo 13, and I even said to the guy while I was standing there, I said, this seems really familiar. I had an issue with, I actually put it on my channel years ago. Yeah. Simpsons Pinball Party. I think it was the Bart where he slides up and down.
The skateboard.
He wasn't registering, and I had it in the garage, and it was my game. It had been at the basement arcade, and I dug through it, went through the switch matrix and everything in the manual, and was trying to figure it out. And I finally did, and a lot of the stuff, and this was an early, so that Simpsons was a 2005 Stern. Yeah. Apollo 13's a Sega. They're basically, at that point in time, they're all the same. Same thing. It was a looped wire, so it was a switch in the trough. Switch was good, but it wasn't registering. There was a broken wire down the line, because a lot of what they do, they'll loop it down to something else and then loop it to something else, and then that finally goes to the back box. And where you look at the switch matrix, that's how they get away with using a certain amount of wires. Yeah. And that's exactly what it was. There was a stand-up target in the middle of the playfield. I just started following, and I mean, it was in a big bundle of stuff.
Those are the worst, where you're like, where?
Fortunately, this was a white wire with blue specks. Okay. So it was easy to find. Yeah. It wasn't like black with red, which is always the worst.
Or brown with orange.
Yes. And you're like, what? Or there's two of them, and then it's the reverse. It's orange with brown.
Yeah. Like,
this one luckily was pretty easy, but it was the same, very similar issue. So it looped down to a stand-up target, and as soon as I touched the wire at the stand-up target, it was off.
Yeah. So and what's funny is in that whole situation, you wouldn't think like, hey, there's an issue with the trough. Something's going on with the trough. The problem is it's not connected to a stand-up target. Right. Like, it's just trippy when you see that. But sometimes you got to trace it back.
It's experience. Yeah. And luckily I had seen something similar, and I even said that. I said, this seems like the Simpsons thing, and that's exactly what it was. So stripped it, soldered it back on, boom, we're good. But
you start dipping into the manuals. You can start feeling your way around some of that stuff. I mean, nobody's really... We've had the Oracle kind of walk me through a little bit of stuff in the manuals, but for the most part, I've kind of... stuff I've seen, I'm like, oh, what does this symbol mean? And I start looking it up, and then you remember it. And I've always been that person. Oh, there she goes.
Oh, she's on.
She's on. She's on the podcast. Hey,
Yay.
Jen. How's
she's
it going?
Official now.
Yeah.
She's officially on. Is this her first appearance?
Probably.
So you want me to?
She was holding laundry.
I'll do this. So.
She's going to do her laundry. I love it.
Is any of your laundry in there?
No, it's okay.
But yeah, it's
my dirty underwear. No,
it's all
I have to clean those myself.
Stuff.
I'm at that age. Nobody touches my laundry.
I've always done my own laundry.
So have I. I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
don't send any hate mail in. I do my own laundry.
No, we're not like that. it's just all applied knowledge and seeing stuff and familiarity again. And like I said, I think at lunch, I was like, it's like getting back in shape. You know what you got to do, but you just got to get back in there and get some reps in. But yeah, it's fun. And you get good with, like Stearns and Segas and Data East. They're all very similar. And then, even
and then you
the
go to
Williams
Gottlieb's
stuff,
and then you're just
that's
ready
where
to
I
blow
was
your brains
going.
out.
Yeah. So Williams stuff, Stearns stuff, all that stuff. I've done tons of those, but I've never really worked on Gottlieb's and System 3 Gottlieb especially. So
is that Mario System 3?
That's Mario.
Was that Nightmare on Elm Street as well?
Yes. Yeah. So System 3 is when they changed a lot of stuff. They changed to the better flippers. So the earlier flippers were 24 volt.
You mean System 3 has the flippers like this?
Yeah. They actually changed to 40.
I can trap up really well.
Well, they changed to 48 volt flippers on the System 3s. Now, I read a lot. Sorry, everybody. I've read a lot in the past week or two. But so I got that game from you, I think, 3 years ago this month. I think it was May of 22.
Wow, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was. Or June. It was either May or June. I think we picked it up at the auction in May of 22. Or when we were at the auction. We went to the arcade up there and got it.
Yep.
But yeah, like 2-3 weeks later, I came over and got it from you. Anyway, so a while back, it's been in the garage. Left flipper died. Finally started digging into that because I need stuff out of my way.
Yeah.
So we're going to move that along soon. So what I ended up finally figuring out, well, you had one problem.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was the coil, the wire. Was it a triple coil? Had three.
Three
lugs on it.
Well, it was the EOS was wide open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and those are normally closed, and then when you flip, open, and it was sitting about like this.
Yeah.
Was it on the camera? Yeah. It was open. So that would have caused a problem. So it would have never gotten high power, which I don't know how it ever worked. But the issue was, I was getting no power anywhere, and I was going through the manual. I was looking at the play field, and even on the underside of the play field, there's a fuse block. And what I do like about System 3s is they do put.
They tell you what it is.
Everything. The values.
It's like burned on the bottom of the board.
It's really cool how they do that. Yeah, with everything under there. But even on the fuse block, there's a big section about that big that, F15 through F22. So left flipper was supposed to be fuse 20. Kept looking at fuse 20. I was like, it's fine. Took it out, tested it. Continuity's good. I'm like, because, that's the other thing. You can't just eyeball them. Sometimes they look good and they're not.
You got to check them. Yeah.
Pulled it. Couldn't figure it out. I mean, I was banging my head against a wall, literally. And I was like, all right. So the other day, I was like, today's the day. This thing will work.
Do or die.
Yeah, this thing is going to work. So I started digging. So I pulled all the wiring off of the coil. I desoldered everything. So I had everything just one off. Because a lot of those lugs have 2 wires on it and stuff. And they'll confuse you on continuity readings. Finally figured it out. They wired the fuse block backwards from the factory. I even reached out to somebody. I was like, you ever seen this? I was like, nope.
Wow.
So fuse, it should have been 20, 21, and 22 were for all 3 flippers.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that was throwing me is the upper flipper was working. So I was like, everything in the, the wiring is right there. The cabinet switch, because they also use the cabinet switch for the flippers. They don't use a MOSFET or transistor like Stern and Williams and stuff like that. It's all just fuse block through the flipper ground. It's really strange. And we won't even get into the flipper sensor board that they use.
Oh yeah. I
wasted a day on that too.
Yeah.
It works.
But these are the learning experiences.
Yeah. So eventually down the line, I'll be doing something and the System 3 pops up and I'm going to have a better idea of what to do actually. So I take it as a learning experience, but so ended up, 20, 21, and 22 were supposed to be the flipper fuses. They were actually on 15, 16, and 17. So the amazing part was it was wired wrong from the factory and the fuse values were all wrong because they fused it based off of what it was supposed to be. So those were supposed to be the pop bumpers. Pop bumpers are what? I think it was a 1.5.
Yeah.
Flippers are 2.5.
Yeah. So you're going to start blowing stuff.
How did it work for 30 years?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh.
Hey, Jen.
Oh.
You're going to live forever on the internet.
Forever. Yeah, forever. So I can't believe. Now, for the pop bumpers that would have been wired to 2.5, that's The only danger there is they were overfused. But the fact that the flippers worked for God knows how long. Underfused. That's probably what finally got it, because the fuse was blown
at some point. It just got too much. Yeah.
And an area I was looking over here, and I needed to be looking over here.
Yeah.
But I would have never imagined. So interesting one. It's a challenge. But yeah, it's fun. But yeah, it'll pay off. Yeah. It'll pay off one day on that.
Yeah. I mean, those are all the learning experiences. I talk about that all the time. Like, sometimes you just kind of got to get in there and learn about it. And again, I would not encourage anybody to just jump in and start doing board work. Learn start learning some of the schematics, just enough to get a general idea, of how things work and basics. And, I once I started doing board work stuff, like it's nerve wracking. You got to have the right tools. Like you want to have a desoldering pump. Don't try and do that. It's pretty hard to do it without that. You can do some damage if you're not careful, but
don't get too much heat in there.
Yeah, don't get too much heat.
Don't pull up a tray.
And this is coming from somebody who solders at 750 instead of 700. So, got to work quick.
Yeah.
But
that's the challenge.
Yeah. But yeah, on the repair stuff, we talk about it all the time. You gotta, if you own a pinball machine, you really should buy some basic tools and kind of get a general sense of, hey, these are things that I'm okay with doing, and they're not really difficult. I walked Lisa through a bunch of stuff on Maiden, because Maiden's been in her house forever. So, there's a handful of things like I can walk her through fixing certain stuff, but
that's the real step. If you could do it, telling somebody how to do it is a whole other thing.
Yeah. And then telling everybody, hey, the more you mess with this, at some point you will get shocked. And you got a little buzz. You got bit today.
Yeah.
You got bit today. A very odd circumstance, but
yeah, and it's more like it was nobody's fault. I think I know what it is, but I think it was 50 volts.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
It wasn't 120. Could have been double that.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah. It's just a mild.
Yeah, it's just a mild. It's a mild snake bite. Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about this. You actually went on a call yesterday, and you got a chance to play King Kong LE.
I did.
So tell us about it.
Yeah, so super nice guy. Won't mention anything. His identity's safe. I did about 5 or 6 games, and when we were talking about it, he said, well, I'm getting King Kong tonight, so when you're here tomorrow, I'd love for you to play it and just look at it. And so I was like, sweet, that's a nice little benefit there, too.
Yeah, perfect.
So I waited until I got all my work done, like a responsible person, before I played it. But when I walked in, I was telling you this because you were talking about something visually wise, but I walked in.
I think King Kong is upstairs right now.
Yeah, I think him and Godzilla are both up there. I think I heard Mothra too. The light was hitting it just beautifully.
Yeah.
And that's got the foil graphics, right?
Yeah, the LE has the foil.
The foil graphics were just the whole thing just looked amazing. I was really impressed with how just an appearance of it looked really good. The graphics looked good. The art was good. So very pretty.
So speaking about the appearance on the game.
Yeah.
So when I originally saw it, and I love Zombie Yeti stuff. He does amazing work. Godzilla looks fantastic, But everybody, this is always funny. Everybody looks for something, right? And remember when Godzilla came out, people were like, Godzilla's watermelon colored. That was the big thing. I'm like, that's the thing that everybody's mad about.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta
he's
find
not
it right.
the color, the shade of green that you want him to be, right? And I always laugh about that because Godzilla's a great game.
Yeah.
I know it's not my favorite game ever made, but it's a great game. A lot of people love it. It's got a lot of cool stuff.
It's overrated.
I knew he was going to say that.
I didn't say it loud.
So a lot of people have them. A lot of people really like them. And that just kind of went away. Nobody really gave a crap about that. But initially, everybody was like blowing it up.
Yeah.
And then
I forgot about that.
I found myself with King Kong when it came out.
But I was talking to Matt. Theme.
I was talking to Matt.
Yeah. There's
and
a TPF joke.
We were talking about the fact that it wasn't what we expected visually.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that visually. I'm anticipating like a jungle scene on the playfield that slowly works its way back, and in the back of the playfield, maybe you have like the New York skyline, like you're working your way towards it. Or
you
something.
want like more gorillas in the mist.
Yeah, and when I think of King Kong, I think of like grays, greens, jungle colors.
Well, which are you thinking
browns,
more public domain or more modern movie? What do you where's your mind at with what you're expecting?
I'm expecting something along the lines of kind of like the movies from, like, what was it, the Peter Jackson ones,
so
with just like the big, just darker colors, some browns, some blacks, some greens, some like jungle scenery.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I see all these vibrant colors, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, it's not what I expected. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I always thought, because I've seen these games where you see them online and you're like, it's a little much, but you see it in person and you're like, that's beautiful. It looks amazing, right? So I kind of had that feeling with King Kong. And again, I haven't played King Kong yet.
No, you haven't.
I've only seen pictures of it online. I've watched people play it on stream. But
are we gonna put it up?
What's that? Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that. Here you go.
Here it is.
There you go.
So is that the LE or premium?
Yeah, that is the premium.
Okay.
I think. So that is the playfield on King Kong. But thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot.
You're welcome.
I spent all that time downloading the picture and I forgot.
I know you spent like 6 minutes over there.
But yeah, there's a lot of purples, and what it reminded me of a little bit playfield wise was Elvira.
Oh, okay.
And it just felt like, I'm like, King Kong and Elvira, those are two different worlds to me, like completely.
Did she ever cover a King Kong movie?
I don't know. It's a good question. We'll have to look that up.
I don't know.
But yeah, I was just expecting something visually different.
I keep getting texted.
Oh yeah, it's important.
No, it's actually
These service calls?
No, it's my
Gottlieb's.
dad.
They're Gottlieb service calls.
My dad's posing with a hamburger with something. I don't know.
That's awesome. Now I want to see it. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting that. So it's interesting to see that, like, now that you've seen the LE in person, and you had a chance to play it and see it, and you were saying it's beautiful.
Yes,
it looks amazing.
It really was. Very pretty.
Yeah, I like the backlash. I mean, the backlash of the picture I saw looked amazing. I wasn't expecting the purples, and like, if you look at this, you got purples, you got blues, you kind of the whole color palette, and that's like that's kind of a normal Zombie Yeti thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't ever think I've seen him do any artwork where it's like kind of subdued colors. It's always popping, bright, vibrant.
It's his signature.
Yeah.
But didn't they say, so lower half of the playfield was an homage?
To the old King Kong, right?
To the one they made 10 of or 9 of, whichever argument you want to listen to.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at Jurassic Park, and I mean, it's got greens. It's kind of like fits that. We're on the island. Here's the map.
We're in Hawaii.
Green, Hawaii. Yeah, so I was just kind of expecting that with King Kong. But again, there's probably 50 million versions of different King Kong stories and movies.
But this is all public domain-y stuff, right? Like, this doesn't follow any...
I think so. And somebody was like, oh, it's not a licensed theme. And I'm like, yeah, technically it's probably not, but it's still a major license.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
not. Yeah, it's not like the new movie coming out.
We need to make a King Kong movie, don't we? I think we should. If it's public domain, let's just make one.
Yeah. What's stopping us? Oh,
money, talent, cameras,
contacts,
experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to play it. So gameplay wise,
I liked it. Flow was incredible. Yeah. Which I always for him. Now my wife is texting me.
Tell her I said hi.
I'm recording a podcast right now. The gameplay was flow was excellent, which you're gonna get that with Elwin. We know that, but I was really impressed just how good it felt. The only thing that was throwing me was just getting used to. In 3 games in, you would be fine, but just where the flipper locations were, because they're different.
They're tucked.
Like that. Yeah, that one was like up and like, but it's not like right on a side that you're used to.
Oh, you mean like Evil Dead and Spooky, where they had to flip her underneath a slingshot?
Yeah, that one. That one was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it was really good. But what I felt walking away from it was I got a little bit of Indiana Jones feel.
Yeah.
Just for how, I don't know what it was, but something in there felt...
You think that was intentional?
I think so.
Yeah.
I might be way wrong, and really, I have not read...
Wait, are we talking about Stern, or are we talking about Williams?
Williams.
Oh, okay, just checking.
But
there's a difference.
Oh, there's a big difference. But yeah, it was, and I haven't read, so I don't know if anybody's else made that connection. Yeah. I don't know. And I'm not... I just don't want to be ripping somebody off unintentionally. I don't know. But I got a little bit of a feel of that, which is a good thing.
Yeah. How was the shot with The shot where you hit it in and then the target kicks it back at you, like around the circle. There's I think there's a shot where it goes up into like a circle.
I might not.
And if it goes in, it rides the wall, it hits it, and I think it's a stand-up target, but it actually kicks back and it kicks the ball back at you.
I might not have got that. This was the end of the job. I played 2 games and I was like, I didn't want to overstay.
Yeah.
This wasn't a friendship visit. So it's like,
business visit.
Yeah, it was business. But, the gong shot was cool. The only thing I did notice, I think I told you that, was if you don't hit that thing square, you can get it stuck.
Yeah.
But Ball Search figured it out quickly, and it pulled the gong back and everything cleared. But, yeah, I didn't hit it slow, but I didn't nail it. But I hit it just enough that it just kind of pulled it back enough to where the ball just sat. And then it pulled up and dropped the ball again. But yeah, you can hit that pretty good and go straight through it. It reminded me a lot of like AC/DC Bell. Like you could hit it and get a little bit, or you could nail it and go straight through the back.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's early code. He even had mentioned that he said there was some other stuff he had seen that he was like, well, I hope code will mature enough and they'll figure this thing out too.
His games are usually loaded with a lot of code because he's so far ahead. My understanding, he's so far ahead on his game designs that they have plenty of time to work on the code. So when those games roll out, whether it's Godzilla or whether it's Jaws, there's a lot of stuff in the game already by the time it rolls out. Where some of these other games are like Bond you couldn't even stack multi-balls when Bond came out. Like 3 months after, you still couldn't stack multi-balls. So,
but I was impressed. I'm not going to run out and buy one.
Now, we talked about this too. Pro premium. I think premium all day long.
This one is definitely need a premium.
Yeah.
The spider was really cool. Where you kind of
were you being serious? Are you joking?
No, I thought he was cool.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not in the pro.
That's true. Yeah.
And there's no gong in the pro, right?
Do I need to make a more realistic looking spider?
Could.
Yeah. Got to make it out of ABS plastic, because people are going to drill that thing.
Oh, I was going to say just go to the Family Fun Center and get some tickets and buy one of those spiders.
Oh, if I ever buy an Evil Dead, I'm just going to go to the Halloween store and buy a zombie for the yard and just stick it on top. It's about the same.
We had fun at that Halloween store last year.
We did. There were some costumes we couldn't buy and wear.
Hey, there he is. There's a spider right there.
Oh, yep.
There he is. Can you see it on your camera?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Probably not, but...
We'll
get into something about that in a minute.
Okay. But it was pretty, and it was fun. Premium is the way to go. Like we said with Dungeons & Dragons, Pro is fine.
Pro is fine, D&D.
And if you bought a Pro King Kong, great. I hope you enjoy it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'd
love to have one. If somebody said, hey, would you like a King Kong Pro? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll take one.
But if you've got the money, I think there's enough. I think they strip too much off.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that decision gets made. Is that designer? Is that a team of people? Like
Godzilla was like that, where I own the premium first.
Yeah.
And the building can get old after a while once it goes up and down. But I love that it redirects the ball.
Yeah.
When different levels of the building, when it's because it can go different ways in the game, which is cool. It varies the shots. And the spinning Mecha Godzilla mod, I really like that versus the one that's stationary.
Yeah.
So just between those two things, those to me. And the bridge breaking apart. Those add a lot to the game. And I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but then I traded my Indiana Jones Stern for a Godzilla Pro. And from playing the Pro, I really missed.
So
I missed the building. I missed the Mecha Godzilla spinning.
See, I didn't miss any of that stuff because I had the Pro. And
the bridge,
yeah.
So. But I like the building going up and down. I like it dropping the multi-ball. And I like it redirecting the wire forms because as the building goes down different levels, it's going to a different flipper. So it opens up other shots for you, which I thought, it's like Venom. That diverter adds like 4 different style shots to the game. So it adds a lot. But I didn't realize that until I had a Pro. Like, the Pro's great. And Jaws, another great Pro. But man, the premium, for me, premium Jaws all the way.
Yeah. I just felt like there was some stuff that it was cool, and I'm not discounting that, but it was something like, do I need to see it every game?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, the building drop after the 50th time. You're like, okay, give me the pinballs.
Yeah,
please.
it's like, can I flip out of this? And
yeah. But the Mecha Godzilla, to me, the Mecha Godzilla was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because when it pivots in the premium, it turns, and the targets, the 3 targets you got to hit as you're like bashing his shield or whatever, they're facing you. Mm-hmm. On the Pro, they're stand-up targets, and you have to hit them from like the upper flipper.
right there.
Yeah, sorry.
That sounded
You
like
got to
it
hit
hurt.
it. Nah, it's all good. You got to hit him from the upper flipper.
Yeah.
And you can't see him. Like the top one is almost a blind shot.
That's
I'm like, that's
the challenge.
difficult. That's
please.
That's a little problem. I did better on my premium than I did on my pro.
No.
So,
Did you get rid of your pro? Yeah, I guess you did.
yeah, I did a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't keep track of what I traded for what anymore. It's gone. It's been pretty stable now. After Walking Dead took off.
Well, it's good to see this back.
Yeah, back in here.
And I got the Deadpool mug.
Yeah, you got the Deadpool mug.
celebrate.
I took GC on that the other night. Our buddy Brody got
That's
his name
right.
in there.
Brody got it.
Yeah,
Brody got it.
knocked Lisa off of the board. I still haven't sent her that picture.
What's wrong with this glass?
It's been through the washing machine too many times.
saying,
The
can you-
dishwasher. Yeah,
can you-
that's an old Star Wars cup.
Yeah, Craig can not buy glasses though. But he
It's
can-
lead paint.
Oh, like,
I like the lead paint. It just
well, it
does
looks
something
like
for me.
like if you took like a Mountain Dew bottle and peeled off the logo, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
have that left over
Do
there.
I need to use it as
Yeah.
a spit cup? Is that what I need to do?
Let me get some like a razor out and just
Scratch the rest of it off.
clean it off.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
That's weird.
You know, maybe going forward, I'll do that. Just
Well,
for
the
you.
light was hitting it just right, and that was distracting me. But
We don't have OCD issues. It's fine.
I don't have ADD issues. Ask my teachers.
Yeah, all right, here we go. We're
I've been spinning sideways in this chair for how many minutes now? 30.
at 30,
Yeah.
just back and forth.
I realized I was doing it too. I was sitting here and I was like, I'm
I
spinning
find
too
myself
much.
doing that sometimes, where I'm like, stop. Like you start tapping your foot.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, all right, sum up. Yeah, King Kong was fun.
King Kong was fun.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm sure at some point Troy will probably get one. It'll probably be a little while, but
Well, hang
he'll
on.
probably get one.
Let me go back to my secret text message chains.
The
I
7-year text.
believe Abari was going to have one soon.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got to find the right person. Yeah, Abari is going to have a pro.
Yeah. Nice.
And if you go to Uptown Pinball in, where are they, Martinsville?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have a premium Godzilla.
Are they?
Yes.
Godzilla. King Kong?
Yes.
Godzilla, King Kong? You said Godzilla.
I meant King Kong.
Yeah.
From my secret sources. I will
Ah,
not reveal,
nice.
but yes, I have
Yeah.
somebody in the know.
I'm looking forward to playing it, but I'm not in a rush. I mean, these games, this
be around.
kind of leads into what we're talking about.
Yeah,
The prices. Prices are,
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah,
It's trade. It's trade time.
yeah, it definitely is.
So the next topic I have on here,
Is?
pinball prices,
Yeah.
tariffs.
Oh yeah.
So without going too far down the rabbit hole on this one,
I think Deadpool's starting to suffer too.
he is. Yeah. He's been through the wash machine a couple
Hand
times
wash
too.
only.
I know. It says it on the bottom. I like it because all the sparkles come off and then they get all over you.
Then you look like you've been at a strip club.
right. And you go home and April will yell at you. You'll be like, "Why do you have glitter on your face?"
Like, I'm at a strip club.
Pinball prices and tariffs. So
Well, let's admit one thing here.
yes,
I know I am not a finance guy, obviously, if you know me. But I don't fully understand because I don't really want to commit to reading everything that's going on because I live in a bubble. But I know it's a hot issue, so I guess we need to be careful on.
I know enough to be dangerous about it, but today all we're going to talk about is pinball prices and tariffs.
Right.
And what does it?
We're
What does
not
it
talking
mean?
pro or not
Yeah.
pro on this, but yeah, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong. So we are arguing currently with China over tariffs.
We're in a trade.
Everybody
basically
else-
a trade war with China.
Nobody else right now, right? Didn't everybody else back off or something?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still a lot of
haven't
discussions
kept
going
up.
on, but with
It's exhausting.
with China at one point it was like 145%
Yeah,
tariff. I mean, it
okay.
was just they were going at it. Ultimately, they'll get sorted. There's all discussions about what they're trying to do and where they're going with it. But as
As
it
it
sits
stands now,
right now,
we have
right,
tariffs.
we have tariffs.
So
which-
I guess that begs the question: what is Stern actually getting from China?
right.
So
Are they having their boards made in China? That's probably going to be processors from where are they coming from? Where are the processors coming from?
Yeah.
Where are the boards coming from?
Semiconductors.
yeah,
and like what was the other thing that would be coming from there?
You have everything from light bulbs to
LEDs.
everything. LEDs, wires.
Now
wiring.
Stern used to use CoinTaker. I don't think that's
Yeah.
happening anymore. So
Yeah.
but they probably sourced somebody in So yeah, I guess. All right. So if we're talking, we'll do easy math here. Show how smart we are.
Love easy math.
Yeah. So let's say 145% tariff on something. So that would be like if it was $1, then it's now
$2.45.
$2.45. Is that
tariffs, right? It's 145% of the value in a tariff.
Okay. Well, let's just round up and say 1.5. Yeah. So an LED that would cost you $1, and again, we're just making easy numbers here, would cost you $2.50. So yeah, that could get a little costly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and that's what I'm worried about, because there's two things going on right now. Is everybody was speculating that King Kong was going to be Spike 3.
Yeah.
And we know they're working on Spike 3, and I think they're still trying to dial in some stuff with it.
One side note, it does have the new software menu.
Yes. Godzilla. Sorry, I keep saying Godzilla like
You're
you
doing
did.
it.
I'm doing it now. King Kong, that new menu is awesome. So
yeah, it's really cool.
If you're not familiar with this, Ben and I saw this at TPF. Oh, get it.
Got angry and hit my microphone.
We saw this at TPF on the Jurassic Park Home Edition. This guy had put it on there, but
it was cool.
It's a menu like you would see on JJP, where you have headings and you have subfolders.
It makes sense, and it's not
dot
matrix simulation anymore.
You're not having to cycle through 262 things to try and find how to adjust the trough power.
Right.
So that was really cool. I'm excited about that, and I think Troy was saying the other day, wasn't there speculation they were going to add it to all Spike 2 games?
Yeah, they had said they were going to, whatever new software update that they would roll that out.
I want that. It makes things a lot easier to get through. I hate scrolling through the menus. Like, where is this again? And like, why did we go back to 1990?
I had the game I was looking at today. It's a Williams game. We'll leave it there. I hadn't been in that menu in a while. Well, I needed to set it back to free play. And I was like, where? It's not in feature adjustments. And it was like, oh, that's right.
Game adjustments, feature adjustments.
Williams has a separate one for pricing adjustments. And I totally forgot. And I went through and I was like, wait. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's a pricing adjustment. Got in there and figured it out. But yeah, because they're all different. Yeah,
that new menu is going to be nice. But I think in terms of the tariff stuff, so you have Spike 3 is probably going to be on the next game.
Yeah.
They were saying it was supposed to be on King Kong. They're actually saying it might be on Metallica Remastered, but they didn't do that. It's not on this one.
But Metallica got a new power supply, right? A beefier power supply.
Yeah, and quieter. Yeah. I think it's beefier and quieter.
I don't know if King Kong got that.
The thing with tariffs, so you have this potential tariff on all the parts that they're going to use to build most of the parts that they're using to build these games, right?
Whatever's coming from
coming from China.
Yeah.
And then you have a new system.
Right.
And the thought that they will come out with a new system, a Spike 3 system, and not have a price increase, to me seems really unrealistic.
Oh, they would have done it anyway. Yeah.
Because, they're going to, it apparently has much more overhead. There's much more room in there to put in more stuff. I suspect they're probably going to have bigger memory cards in them with more, which maybe it means more assets, maybe more complicated programming. Who knows?
I know like on a lot of the early Spike 2, they were like 8 gig.
They were 8.
Is Jaws bigger than 8 gigs?
I think they're flirting with like 16 now. Like Elvira, like I think you needed like 8 or 9 for Elvira because it had a lot of movie clips. So so here's the thing, if nothing changes with the tariffs and Spike 3 comes out, it makes me really nervous about what these games are going to cost. I mean, are we looking at what's MSRP on a Pro right now? $69.99 or is it $67.99? I
think it was $69.
I think it's $69.99. I mean, are we looking at $7,500 for a Pro? Are we looking at $7,700 for a Pro?
It's already out at the
because think about it,
MSRP.
145%.
Yeah.
In a tariff, that's huge.
So I guess the only thing I know a lot of people I saw it a few times where they knew the tariffs were coming and bought a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Before.
CGC has all the parts for those Medieval Madnesses already.
Right. But they weren't doing this in preparation.
Hey, take my deposit, lock me in, please, God.
But like, did Stern have enough wherewithal to let's get whatever parts they're getting, coil stops, LEDs, whatever.
Yeah.
And they bought a bunch to be good, or probably not.
you don't know.
But I mean, the volume of games they're cranking out, that'd be.
But they didn't change the pricing for Kong.
No.
And Kong came out after a lot of the tariff stuff was being kind of thrown around.
Right.
But It's a slippery slope. Think about this. I've heard rumors that for like premium versions of games, they're like $1,800 to $2,000 in cost.
Just materials.
Materials and stuff to build the game. So if you're looking at that, and let's say 75% of those materials are 1.5 times more expensive now, I mean, is it realistic to think that the cost for them to build the game is now $3,000? And are they going to pass on $1,000 premium directly to the buyer?
Yeah.
Where are they going to get it? Right? If that stuff's more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, because the other thing that's not helping is you had all this shortage with COVID, and games not going out, right? And then you saw demand spike and prices went nuts and people were paying premiums for games left and right. Right. And then Stern realized that, the other manufacturers realized it, started raising prices. Then Stern started that third line. Now they're building games on that third line. And
Well, they moved to a whole new building too.
yeah, they moved to a whole new building, started that third line, and then everything kind of started cooling. And now you have tariffs coming into play where you're going to have even more people who are like, yeah, I was out at 6,500. I'm not paying 7,500 for a pro.
I was out at 65.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it becomes, I'm going to wait. I'm in that mode where I'm wait and see. King Kong could be the best game that they've made in the last 20 years. But you know what? Jaws is fantastic, and I've been playing the hell out of that, and I'll keep playing that. And then if King Kong is, I wait a year and I can pick up a King Kong premium.
They'll be there, yeah.
For $8,200, or maybe I trade something out.
Yeah.
But buying new it's going to be a rare thing for me, I think. Now, just because I know these things are going to get more expensive. You are popular today. It's crazy. I've never seen that.
I've been getting a phone call a day from Washington, D.C. about...
they know we're talking about tariffs.
No, it's telemarketer crap or something. I don't really care. But I block it, and then it's a different number the next day.
Of course. Yeah.
So do they realize it? They're like, oh, we're not getting through anymore. Or do they just...
Yeah, let's try a different number.
Yeah. I don't know.
That whole thing, I'm like, you want to make people happy? Take that stuff out.
Yeah.
Take it out. Be like, hey, if you call anybody and it's a soliciting call and it wasn't asked for, like, dude, you go on a list. You do it enough times, you're
Dean
done.
Grover. We can talk about Dean Grover.
Yes.
Anybody, no disrespect, I didn't know who Dean Grover is, and if anybody can see that, I've been seeing it on a lot of the... It's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
A lot of the games.
Yeah.
Just during attract mode. I'm like, who is that guy? So I looked him up right before we started. So anybody that's questioning who Dean Grover is, he's a guy standing there holding a playfield or something. He was part of the design teams, which he's not one that I've ever heard brought up in conversations, but he was a member of the design team for a lot of newer Stern games: Godzilla, Mandalorian, Led Zeppelin, Star Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Beatles, but a lot of software stuff. So.
Yeah.
And he must have, he did work at Williams, and then 30 years he didn't do any stuff, and then came back. So he did Congo and Safecracker doing software.
Ooh.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So that's who that is if you see him on your
I always wondered who that
track
was.
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, am I supposed to know this guy?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, we do now.
We do now.
We do now. That's
Dean
all
Grover.
that matters. Yes.
I don't know what happened to him, though, but...
So, in terms of the pinball prices and tariffs, this is another thing. Excuse me.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think it's going to mean for companies like Dutch Pinball and Pedretti?
I think obvious.
Who are making games overseas?
Smaller companies are going to really have a problem here. Stern can eat it for a while. There's enough profit around that they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Jersey Crack, he'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
If they ever show anybody a picture of Harry Potter,
everybody will go nuts and be like, pinball's saved.
Well, we're 45 days out and we still haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. I think the smaller guys are gonna.
I think Dutch and Pedretti, it's going to be a little difficult.
Also depends on where they're getting their parts from.
Yeah, because I mean, look at Big Lebowski. I mean, Troy had that issue where. I mean, he had an issue with the ramp. Yeah. The welds on the ramp were broken, and he contacted Dutch, and they didn't really have anywhere to send him to get parts.
Yeah.
So, he ended up tracking one down and getting it in and everything because somebody had an extra one. But for those companies, I think the prices are going to go up. And think about Lebowski. I mean, Lebowski's $12,000, right? It's a game I'm not going to pay 12 grand for. It just, for me personally, it's not a 12 grand game.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Yeah, to me, it's not
worth
I
that.
can't spend 12 on it, but I'm sitting here looking at this going, with all the stuff going on, I mean, is this now a $13,000 or $14,000 game?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, they're
No.
going to struggle to sell $13,000, $14,000.
Aren't they
pinball
done
machines.
with those now?
I think so, and they have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, right? That's the new one that everybody got really excited about, and the artwork and all that sort of stuff. But they're going to start building them, and I think they're already delayed. I could be wrong, but I think they're delayed. But yeah, I mean, what's the price going to be on that thing? Because everybody had an idea what the price was going to be. You know, they got their pre-order spots, but the question is, are they going to lock them in? Because I think... I don't know if it was Dutch and Pedretti who recently said something like, we're doing the best that we can, but we may have to raise prices because of the cost of goods. And so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, you know, Stern's cranking out games left and right. You know, they're selling older games, they're selling newer games, whereas somebody like Dutch, you know, really has Lebowski, and now they're doing Adventures in Wonderland. Pedretti's done, what was it? What did Pedretti did? Alien. Or Pedretti was building the games for Pinball Brothers.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I think Pedretti was building the games for Pinball Brothers.
Okay.
And that, I think Alien was built by Pedretti, unless I'm mistaken. But I think that's kind of how it works, where Pedretti's building the games, but it's coming. Pedretti's in Italy, I think, and Pinball Brothers, are they like Dutch? Is it Dutch? Not Dutch pinball, but are they?
Are they
Holland? Yeah, I can't remember.
Holland? It's like that. This is Seinfeld. Like, who are the Dutch?
Yeah, but I think with the tariffs and that kind of stuff, I mean, the prices are going to go up on those games unless something changes.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I'd be willing to bet they're getting a lot of parts from China.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
yeah, but how
all kind of
much?
connected. Yeah.
Well, and then my other question that has nothing to do with tariffs, and I really, not being mean, what's the appeal of Lebowski?
Theme.
That's it?
To me, it's the theme.
I mean, I'm glad I played it, but man, that did nothing for me.
It felt like Rick and Morty the way it shot to me.
I like Rick and Morty though.
I like Rick and Morty. I like the theme on Rick and Morty. I wish the playfield was designed a little bit differently.
Yeah.
A little bit smoother. It's flow. That to me is what Lebowski was missing. Rick and Morty was missing a little bit of flow.
Okay.
I think Lebowski was missing a little bit of flow. I mean, that upper play field, I mean, it's fun, but it's just not something where I can repeatedly hit smooth shots. I felt like I was always struggling, and every time I hit a shot, it felt different.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was fine. I didn't hate it, but it just...
No.
Yeah, when you see this, all right, this is a $12,000 game.
$7,500 for Lebowski, I'd take a shot at it. I'll have some fun with it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, not at 75. What would it take? 65? 6?
I'm too cheap. I'd be like 4. I'd be like,
He's
oh,
like,
4? I'd go.
I'll trade you my Stargate for it.
Yeah, shoot the pyramid. Yeah, I would do that. No, I the only other problem I had with Lebowski we talked about, and then we can move on. The screen.
Yeah.
I didn't like the screen.
Yeah, I felt like it should have just been an LCD display.
Yeah.
It should have just been an LCD, not like... It felt like it was a higher resolution version of the screens that they put on CGC games.
I was going to say, it looked like...
Still had big dots. There was some scenes that looked great. Some scenes that looked great, but there were other ones where it's like, ooh.
Well, you remember like the old like full motion video stuff from like Sega CD?
Yeah.
I thought some of it looked like the old Sega CD stuff from like 93 or something.
I agree with you.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah. It should have just been a normal screen, to be honest.
Okay, that's it. Gripes over.
Yeah,
if you have a Lebowski, I'm glad. I don't want one.
It's cool. That game to me survives on theme. I mean, you've got... It's the theme. People love that theme. People love the movie, and it's very good the way it integrates the theme into everything. I wanted to shoot better. I wanted it to shoot better. That was it.
Yeah, you could have
Shot a little better.
ramps.
Yeah, drilled some ramps and drilled in the playfield. I love drilling in the playfield. So
49. All right, what are we doing?
Yeah. So, anyways, pinball prices and tariffs. Just my opinion.
We'll see.
I think the prices are going to go up because of this.
Well, any excuse to as well, they would.
Yes.
Like,
Even if they aren't
crap.
subject to it, like prices are going up.
Oh, well.
But it's going to be even more difficult because right now, I mean, I'd love to have a Dungeons and Dragons. Do I want to pay $7,000 for it? I don't. I want to wait, and I want to pay $6,000. I want to pay $6,100. And if it's a game I really want, if not, I want to get it in the high fives.
So
and I'm willing to wait now. I will be patient now.
We'll see. My question is, you kind of touched on it with COVID, where there weren't enough games out there.
Yeah.
Where the used market went crazy. Do we see that again, where there's tons of games available, but they're so out of reach price-wise that used market comes back up? Because the used market right now is terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Depending on what it is, but mostly
there's a lot of Pinside deals of the week.
So yeah, would that be similar, that there is demand or supply, but the price is too big? So
the question is, when Stern, because this happened before, when Stern jacks the price up, every one of these games that I've got, you're going to start seeing them going for more money. They're going to be like, hey, this Jurassic Park that was selling for $5,800, Jurassic Park Pro was $5,800.
Yeah.
And now the new Sterns are $75 for the pros, so I want $62 for my used. And you'll see it. I mean, it'll happen. So it's gonna drive those prices.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna be like, well, at least I'm not paying for a new box.
Which, if you have a lot of games and you're okay with partying with some of them, trade bait, man. Trade. I mean, if you have good games, you can trade.
Let's trade some games. What are we gonna do?
Let's trade some. No, we're not doing this right now.
You can have this.
Let's make some deals right now. I beat that game. I don't want to keep that game. I like playing it, but I don't want to keep it.
You don't have anything I want though.
Yeah, I know. Perfect. I did it on purpose.
I would go for Jaws, but I know that wouldn't leave, so I don't want Toy Story.
I'm playing the hell out of that game.
I already have Jurassic Park.
I'd get rid of Toy Story if I get Jen on board.
I don't want it.
Yes, you do.
I was there the day that was born.
Do.
I watched it.
I will trade you straight up Toy Story for AC/DC Premium.
Oh, God, no.
See? That's it. That's the deal I will give you.
AC/DC Premium's worth way more than that.
My wife loves that game a lot.
It's a great
game.
She's
mad I got rid of it. So I'm going another Halls of Medicine, man.
Oh, you going for 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. Your dirty cup over there? You gonna drink
my dirty?
Some of that?
Yeah, it counteracts the lead paint that's coming off the cup. All right. So here's a question for you: are you still chasing after some games? And if so, what are you chasing after? Because I'm kind of towards the end of my rainbow when it comes to games.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I've had a lot of the shit that I want, dude.
You still have a few out there.
I got Freddy out of my system. Okay, Nightmare on Elm Street got out of my system. Yeah.
I don't know why it was in your system.
Super Mario guy got it out of my system. What else?
System 3.
What else did I have in there? What else? What were some of the other Cruddy Craig games?
Well, I mean, are we talking about the ones you're still wanting to get? You still want a Bugs Bunny. You still want Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds at the right price, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody put a Thunderbirds up for $3,700.
Where?
And they had a custom. It was up in Jersey, Summit, New Jersey.
Go.
And they had put in a custom color DMD where they coded all the coloring on it, and he put a bunch of mods and he wanted 37. I'm like, no, can't do it.
What's your limit?
22.
22, but it's got a color DMD.
They didn't make very many. They don't come up for sale very often.
That's what I'm saying. And stream-wise, it's a good one to stream. Nobody's streaming that game, are they?
Yeah. Everybody wants me to sit around and spell international rescue with individual targets.
Itches. Well, I just got one that I'd really been wanting back for a long time. So I just got Dirty Harry back, which I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually leveled it finally.
You finally leveled it?
Yeah, I finally got around to that.
Felt like I was playing Wizard of Oz at like 5 degrees.
Actually, it was only half a degree off.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But what else? What is something I would want back again? I've gotten a lot of the stuff like second time after 10, 12 years of stuff. I got Family Guy back. That was one I was really wanting back. Dirty Harry was one. Old stuff wise, I mean, I would still like some time on a lot of the older Williams games that I never had.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. I'd love 2 weeks. That's all I want it for.
Need 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I don't want to keep it. I just want to 2 weeks and gone. Congo would be one I would like to put up 2 weeks. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to have it forever.
Congo's not a keeper for me.
No. But, maybe that's the poor man's King Kong.
Yeah, maybe. But he does the same thing.
King Congo.
King Congo.
Yeah, King Congo. I'll take 2 of them. But
shoot the mine.
Yeah.
So Congo.
Did you ever hear about the Congos though? Like when they were done with them and they were like having to close them out. I think they were getting. Was there a kit for it or something? Anyway, they were like stupid cheap. There's a lot of those stories. Safecracker. I would love Safecracker. 2 weeks.
Safecracker was fun.
2 weeks.
We played it.
I don't want to keep
Were
it.
you in the line with us?
I got
at
tired
TPF?
of waiting with you guys.
Yeah, you got tired of waiting.
I went around and did some other stuff.
Safecracker was fun.
But you guys were waiting for like 40 minutes to play that thing. I was like, it's not worth it. I've played it before. It's not. Yeah, that'd be like a 2 week. I think it'd be mostly older, 90s era Williams stuff.
You're not even going to talk about roller games?
Oh, roller games is in
I
there.
want roller games.
But
Dave,
that's not 90s.
Dave picked up a roller game.
That was nice.
Yeah.
No, roller games, I had one years ago. I could consider that one, I could keep one of those.
It's the cheesy 80ness of it, I think. The 80s cheesiness on it. That's part of why I want it. I like it's fun to shoot.
Well, it's fun to shoot. You get the little song going, and that's kind of fun. And
just have roller derby visions in my head, and like.
Well, you know what I really like about that game is when you've got two balls locked, and it'll do that like little kick out to show you that you got your balls locked. I love that little feature in there where it's like
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, it'll kind of just like show you that you've got. It's a neat little feature. Yeah. But it would probably be older stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any of the modern.
I miss my diner. I did miss diner. Diner would was be fun. Cool. Yeah. I enjoyed it when I had my diner.
But I don't think anything modern or anything. I don't have any regrets on anything new. I think
you're going to be selling some games, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the viewers what you're going to be selling?
Well, what do we have two here actually?
We do. We do.
So currently, this I need to probably sell
Deadpool
at some point.
Premium.
Deadpool I need to sell. I believe another game is over there,
Transformers
right?
LE.
Transformers LE is in there. Reach out to Craig.
Let me know. I'll connect you with TVBen if anybody's interested. Based out of Charlotte.
I used to have overflow in the garage, but we're trying to not do that anymore because we need it functioning and not a game room. So, what else is out there? Guardians of the Galaxy Pro. Just got done with it. It needed one plastic, and the flipper mechanism had a broken screw. Fixed all that. Plays great. What else? Mario, I think. I got to make sure somebody was interested, and that person has not.
Was there anything else? You selling it? Are you going to sell your Alien?
Johnny Mnemonic, I need to probably let go. Yeah. That one's actually really
nice. That one
is
a really fun game, and
that was on your channel, right?
Yeah, it was on my channel. So
have all of these been on your channel?
I had
except for Guardians. Well, my Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians is just.
But you played Disney. Transformers. You've played this on stream. You played Mario on stream years ago before you broke it.
Yeah, before I broke it and misfixed it and sent it to you.
Johnny Mnemonic we did on stream.
Yeah.
Well, we did it at my house.
And yours is in great shape. The glove works and everything. So if you're looking for a good Johnny Mnemonic, just shoot me an email, HurryUpPinball, gmail.com, and I'll connect you with TVBen.
If you want it, it's ready.
We do take pride in our stuff, and we keep it nice.
Yeah, and the Johnny Mnemonic came from Abari, and they had just finished rebuilding the glove. So the glove is rebuilt. Yeah, it plays nice.
Yeah.
I picked that up July of 2023.
I'm still there's a small handful of games, Whitewater, Whitewater at the right price.
Yeah, good luck now.
Yeah, we'll talk about a deal of the week.
Oh, is there one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whitewater. There's really not that much.
I was gonna say I could die happy.
I could do a 24. I wouldn't mind having 24 for a little while.
24. And you know what else? CSI. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
CSI is actually a really fun game. I don't know if everybody's got to play one. But
Sopranos is way too gone for me. I'm not paying $7,000 for Sopranos. I will pay $4,500 for Sopranos. I ain't paying $7,000.
If they came back out of the stratosphere, that would be a cool one too. But there's nothing. I guess I've been very fortunate in my pinball life career of I've had or played most everything I've ever wanted.
I'm kind of there.
I'm happy.
I'm kind of there.
Now this sounds like I'm done. I'm not done or anything, and I'm sure there's some other stuff.
I think it's for me.
The pricing is just I'm done.
It's a combination of
slow down.
I've had a lot of the games that I've wanted to play, got them out of my system. The pricing is starting to go up, and it's getting nuts. So I'm getting a lot pickier. I mean, this is probably the most stable I've had in my lineup in a while.
Yeah, actually, it probably is.
And I did sell The Walking Dead, but I specifically did that because of Medieval Madness, just because I wanted to take that pressure off. I don't like sitting there going, I had to come up with $12,000, and I don't know when I'm going to get a phone call.
you're not going to get a phone call
Right.
for a while.
It could be.
You act
4
like
or
it's going
5.
to be next week.
I know, but I don't like the stress of knowing that if I've got 2 games, I've got to blow these out, and I don't know what's going to happen with the market either.
True.
If prices are stable, prices keep going down. I mean, that's why I sold Walking Dead. I mean, honestly, I sold Walking Dead for what I put into it. I mean, it was just to get it back and play it.
Yeah.
You know, somebody got a great deal. I think he played it, and it was probably
he
whooping
put
up
it
on
up,
him,
right?
and
Yeah.
he put it up. You know, and again, he's probably just getting his gas money back for coming here, but he got time with it, which is great.
Was it Gastonia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, so that I may have to sell Maiden as much as I don't want to. You know, that one's going to be tough. I'm still selling mods. Things are slower. You can tell people aren't spending as money like they used to, but
You need me to fix anything around here?
no.
Oh.
I'm good.
I'm available.
No, you can fix that one, but I don't have to pay you because that one's yours.
Well, your sister had it forever, so she ruined it.
Yeah, she did. It was her fault.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. All right. One last thing, and then we'll get into deals of the week.
Oh, okay.
I noticed this past week. I thought this was interesting. When Insider Connected first came out,
Yep. Oh.
I was a little nervous and a
am I
little
supposed to act
anxious.
like we didn't talk already?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Who? Insider Connected? What?
I see.
Yeah, when it came out, you can go instantly to like, oh, this is good. You'll get code updates. Things will be easier. You're connected. There'll be achievements.
Do you open that app a lot?
No.
I actually forgot it was on my phone.
Every once in a while, I go in, I'll look at achievements if I'm really going after a game to see what I'm missing.
I opened it this morning because I was like, oh yeah, I could show that I actually did play Kong if I had to prove it. I was like, well, why would I make it up?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. So with that kind of stuff, you know, obviously they know when you're playing, they know what your scores of your games are and kind of what you're doing.
Where you are.
And the thought is, yeah, there's a little bit of the privacy stuff going on. But what was interesting is this past week, I got 3 emails from Stern. And it said
was it
something along the lines of, be sure, you know.
Was it Stern with 2 N's? Was it fake?
Yeah, Stern.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I still have it, but...
did you have some unpaid traffic tickets or
yeah, that's
tolls?
what it is. Here it is. The email, I got 3 of these back to back to back. Your pinball machine deserves an upgrade.
Oh.
So every game that I have connected on Insider Connected, they're sending me an email with all the accessories that I could buy for Iron Maiden.
Oh, I got the same one. I just didn't look because it was in promotions and I never checked promotions.
Yeah, I had 2 that were for Iron Maiden. I think that was a mistake. And then I have one for Jurassic Park. And it's like, hey, get the speaker lights, get the mat. And there's advertised. So I'm like, this is the first time I've seen Stern actually use data that they're getting from Insider Connected to market you to buy stuff for the games. You got one too.
Mine was Jurassic Park. Can you see?
Yeah.
Oh, light. There we go.
There you go. But yeah, so it was a little, you know, those are the things where it's like, look, I understand from a business standpoint, you know, it's targeted marketing, you know what somebody has, but at the same time, I'm giving you the information, but it does beg the question, what's happening with my info? Are they selling it? Are they selling it to other pinball companies going, hey, you know, we have this list.
They're not going to agree to other pinball companies, would they?
No, not companies. I'm talking about like accessory. Like they could go to Comet and be like, hey, we have a list of all these people that own machines. Do you want to do some targeted marketing? I mean, there is a massive amount of money in that data. So I haven't looked into the like end user license agreement stuff to see.
Didn't we do a video on that like years ago and nobody ever watched it?
Oh, that was the one where they were like
the EULA.
And streaming and like you couldn't stream
like
games.
Nobody watched that video. They were like, I don't even know what this means.
We got into that, but it was interesting because it's the first time I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
I mean, Insider Connect has been out for like what, almost 2 years or year and a half.
It's been out longer.
Maybe
than that,
longer.
hasn't it? I was gonna say like 3 years, 3, 4.
Yeah. But it always makes me nervous. It begs the question of, okay, who else knows what games I have? Who else knows? I mean, again, I'm streaming, but
so you're not keeping it a secret.
No, but I mean, just in a general sense, you know, I don't like the idea of having your data sold, and we give everything
comes up
away.
to you and they're like, "Hey, Craig, how's Toy
game?
Story?" And you're like,
do I know you?
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm not sitting with it behind my head right now.
But yeah, you know, the privacy stuff that one kind of hit me when I got that email. I'm like, oh, this is the first time they've done this. Like, what else, Hey, we noticed that, you've caught the T-Rex on this. And then it's going to be like, hey, we can sell you this thing. You can buy,
Yeah.
Everybody's saying, hey, they might get to the point where they're selling special code updates, right? For the games. They've talked, we talked about that in the past. And I'm like, are they going to start going, hey, we noticed you've never fought the T-Rex. If you pay $5, we can give you this thing that will give you an extra 30 seconds in the mode, or an extra 10 rescued workers. Like,
yeah.
But it's just, they know you have the game.
Well, wasn't that one of the arguments of like, is it BMW or whatever, where like they're going to make
all the cars the same, and then you turn on the features by paying.
So you want the heated seat, you got to pay for that. Are they going to do that?
$10 a month.
So you get basically the premium model, but you'd have to unlock the stuff. Don't listen to us.
So don't listen to us.
Don't take these ideas.
So go back on this one. What do you love about old video games? NES, Super Nintendo. Because it's the same thing I probably love about them.
They're the same.
They're the same.
They can't be changed.
They can't be changed, and you have everything for the game.
Yeah.
And it is the game, and it lives in its own little world. I love the fact that the code can change on these things.
Yeah.
What I don't like,
when it's necessary.
When
it's
necessary,
something really wrong,
yes.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is this idea that if I want Deadpool to play a certain way, we might get to the point where it's like, okay, well, you can buy an expansion pack. You can buy this. This code's $150. This code's $200. Like, that's what I love about the old video games. It's the game from start to finish. It has a beginning and it has an end. It's awesome. I mean, these are expensive, so you do want them to kind of evolve. But at the same time, I just see a point where it's pay. And then like, cool, you only have 50% of the available stuff for this game. If you'll spend $1,500, we can get you all the rest of it.
Yeah. You want to unlock the T-Rex?
Yeah. So I still have concerns that at some point that might be out there. But I think generally it's a good thing because it does keep you engaged in the game. I love going into the basement. The basement arcade bar. Troy, that was for you. And bar. I do like going in there, checking the screen, seeing what's going on with Insider Connected and all that.
Cool. Yeah, and I think that's brought a lot of people in with the competitive stuff. And you see, a lot of those people go in and just for the day, they're like, all right, I'm going to attack Beatles.
Yeah.
Beatles,
I'm going to play this game all day and try and, So there's some great stuff that's come out of it. That's just one of those things where it's the first time I noticed it since they started, where they were target marketing me because they knew exactly what I had. But I did tell them by registering my game, so it's my fault.
Yeah, you gave them
I gave them permission to do it, and they did it, and now I'm surprised, right? It's stupid.
Yeah, your hide a key outside was...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is your laundry done, by the way? Do we need to stop?
That's not my problem.
Start the dryer?
That's not my problem. It's not my laundry. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's do some Pinside deals of the week. We are at hour 7. We'll do Pinside deals of the week and questions, and we'll wrap this bad boy up.
What we got? Do you have your little animation again?
All right, let's see.
Remember I wanted it to have like that pin sound effect where it was like...
Oh, yeah. No, Pinside deals of the week.
There we go.
Here we go. All right, this is a Whitewater from Keep It Going 47 in Rancho Cucamonga.
Why do I feel like we're doing like some small radio show? Like, happy birthday, king of whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Keep It Going 47 in Rancho Cucamonga. Also, where they shot... what is the one with the like stoner? Workaholics.
Yeah, Workaholics. They live in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah. I've been to Rancho Cucamonga. I always hated writing it on referral forms for stuff for work. It's like,
why?
Because there's never enough space to write Rancho Cucamonga.
Cucamonga.
Yeah. Anyways, has a diamond plate playfield, a color DMD,
Don't they all have the diamond plate
and art
playfield?
plates. I don't know.
I think they all have that.
I don't know.
Well, I like when somebody lists a feature that is in every one of them.
Every one of them?
It has flipper buttons, and you're like, wow.
It's got legs.
They all have...
It comes with 4 legs, and they have leg levelers.
I'm pretty sure by the time Whitewater came out that...
everything diamond plate?
I'm pretty sure they were rolling by then.
Okay, well then...
Because what was it? Like X7 is what they called it on Funhouse when they were testing it. And yeah, we could go down a rabbit hole.
It does have a color DMD and art blades.
Okay.
Is this a deal breaker for you? No topper.
It could be for some people. For me, I wouldn't care. The topper's beautiful, but it has nothing. There is nothing in there that has anything to do with
visual.
Gameplay. It's just pretty.
Okay.
I'm sitting back up.
$5,900.
$59 diamond plate playfield.
In good condition.
Color DMD. Well, I know...
I would...
Is anybody redoing that foil graphics for the topper?
Yeah, you can buy.
So you can get the foil?
Jackie did the rad cows.
For the topper?
He did the no, not the topper. I'm sorry. For the cabinet.
Oh, no,
they make rad cows for the
somebody
cabinet.
had talked about, because it's like a foil paper or something.
Yeah.
And I know you can
it's
buy
just
the
the paper
domes.
and the lights. Yeah, the domes are the same one as fishtails. You are a popular man today.
Yeah, I know you can get the dome. Yeah, same as fishtails.
Topper's not a deal breaker for me.
No, honestly, it's not. Now, it would hurt you on if it was your dream game and you weren't going to get rid of it, you're fine. But on resale, somebody's going to get upset about that.
Yeah. So this was 61 and he dropped it to 59.
That's not bad. It really isn't.
When Morrison had his Whitewater here, he sold it for 55.
Okay.
And I regret not buying it.
Yeah, and it's got a color DMD and a diamond.
This has color DMD and art blades.
Oh.
And a diamond playfield.
Does it have
MOSFETs?
I was come up with something dumb. Does it have speakers?
Yeah, maybe it does.
Subwoofer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got 3 speakers. It's got 2 in the back and 1 in the cabinet.
Whoa.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Whoa, sorry, I started yelling.
We're getting crazy.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2007.
By Young at Heart, not the Volt edition. By Young at Heart, H-A-R-T, out of Newburgh, New York. It has LEDs, new balls, and new rubbers. $4,800.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good price for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
a good
not bad.
game.
That's not bad. Well, they used to be, before you got into it, Spider-Man was always just a ridiculously, I like the game, but I feel like it was always overpriced.
Yeah, I saw them at like $7,000
Oh, yeah,
consistently. The
$775,
Vaulted Spider-Man
yeah.
Black Edition, and they got up there, but that game's fun. It's very similar, to me, it's very similar to Attack from Mars.
Oh, yeah, he did that on purpose.
Yeah, I liked it. It's a fun game. I've never had it. That's a game at the right price. I wouldn't mind having it. I might get bored of it.
I had one. When did I have one? 2020? I had one for a while.
I thought about maybe trying to buy it from you.
I had it in the arcade, and I can't remember what happened with it. Doesn't matter. But
yeah,
I needed something happened, and it broke.
Spider-Man 3 came out, and no one wanted to play it anymore.
And I think I brought it home, and
Tobey Maguire was a jerk in Spider-Man 3, and just ruined the.
Oh no, I won't say who. I know who I sold it to. Once I brought it back from the arcade and fixed everything, I bought new ramps and plastics and everything. Yeah. I redid the whole thing and then
should have bought yours.
Sold it.
Yeah, should have bought yours. Kept it for a couple weeks.
The ramps were actually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, and it didn't have a diamond plate. It just had a clear.
Yeah, it didn't have diamond plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good price. $4,800 for Spider-Man in good condition.
That's not bad.
All right, the next one, Dungeons and Dragons Pro by Chris Pinballer in Fort Worth, Texas. $5,800.
Oh yeah,
that's a deal and a half. If that was local, I'd be like, maybe I'll do that.
I mean, even if he played like 100 games on it every day since release, that's still not a lot of plays. It's not been out that long.
All right, here's a good one. Now this one's gonna really bother Izzy, but I'm gonna bring it up anyways.
Don't bother Izzy.
Ultraman Collector's Edition by Locaron in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Oh,
not too far from here.
Yeah.
$44.50 or best offer.
I mean, that's a really good deal.
Ultraman
it's a shame for anybody that was wanting to sell theirs, but
I liked Halloween. It's the same layout.
Did we ever figure that out though?
What?
Could you load Ultraman code onto Halloween?
Somebody out there do that. Please do that. Can
just
you
like
load Halloween code on Ultraman and just?
Well, I could try it on my Halloween if I really.
I think you should do it. I think you should do it in the interest of becoming a better pinball repair tech.
I think I should
because if you break it, you can learn how to fix it.
True, but I think I should reach out to Spooky first
and ask him.
That would be a lot of fun if I could put Ultraman code on that and play it.
Yeah,
I'm going to reach out to Spooky on that.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
It should work. Yeah. It's all the same switches, right? Everything's exactly. It's Family Guy and Shrek, right?
Yeah,
it's exactly the same.
Yeah, all shots, same switches, same spots.
I wonder if I could print like a really cheap overlay and make like. Then I just
somebody on eBay will sell you one for $80.
Yeah, I just pull the overlay off and then it's back to Halloween.
You're like, can you cut out all the pop bumpers and everything so I could just put it on and not have to take everything off?
Yeah, you just kind of.
Oh, I bought my first like playfield overlay, and I'm not talking hardtop. I bought the sticker overlay,
which
Funhouse, game? And I got it, and I was like, no, dude, I can't put this on there. Like, there's no way. No, I told him, I said, hey, can I return this? And he took it back, and then he charged me the licensing fee because he has to pay a fee for licensing. And I was like, hey, look, I don't want to make a stink over this, but I got this, and I just realized it's not the route I want to go. So he was cool about it, but he was like, you got to pay my license. I'm like, I don't care, dude.
So what if you got if you got that and then a real thin piece of plywood? Could you make your own hardtop?
Maybe. The CNC machine.
How thick was the hardtop play fields that you could buy?
The hard tops?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were, maybe like an eighth of an inch. Maybe
so if
less.
you got an eighth of an inch plywood and then got that, you could make your own hardtop. Then you could clear that. I'm seeing a business opportunity here.
I put a hard top on a couple games.
You did Diner, right?
No, Pinbot.
Pinbot.
I did Pinbot with the hard top.
There's a game I'd have again.
Yeah.
That's an old one, but I wouldn't go searching for it. But
that voice. I
love it.
It is pretty cool. You feel like you're in space. All right, the last one. We have a John Wick Pro from Vernicious in Modesto, California. I feel like Izzy knows who that is. Vernicious.
Isn't that part of like Willy Wonka? Isn't that what was
Vernicious Canids.
Yeah, was that what was eating the Oompa Loompas?
I feel like that's like an evil word. I'm not supposed to say
I don't know. Yeah, is that bad?
You Vernicious Canid.
Wasn't that what was eating the Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, they were terrified of the Vernicious Canids.
Vernicious Canids.
Somebody needs to go online. I want to look up and see what a Vernicious Canid looks like.
I want a artist rendering of what they think they look like.
Yeah.
Was it described in the book better?
Could we get Zombie Yeti to do it?
Yeah. I didn't read the book. Was there
I didn't either.
Descriptions?
I don't know. I need to go back and read the book.
Did you read it?
No.
Oh.
I should.
Well, you said go back like you
I did read The Count of Monte Cristo and Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that one took a while. There was too many elf names in there. I couldn't keep them all straight.
I think I wouldn't be able to do that with Harry Potter
Bix
either.
of tricks and tricks and lots and something. And I'm like, are we in the woods? Like, where are we? Like, who's we're going to Lothlorien? Who's I'm like, I don't know. Give her the pendant. The thing that glows in the dark.
So wait, Vernicious, California.
Vernicious. No, Vernicious is the username.
Oh.
In Modesto, California.
Oh.
3,500 plays. John Wick Pro. $48.99 Oppo.
Oh, yeah. Did you see, I know it's not on your list, did you see that Wick LE last week? That
wasn't
like
it
82.75?
Yeah, I saw that.
That
That's
was a deal,
steal.
too.
That back glass is beautiful. That game is fun. It is fast as hell.
I like how you're yelling.
Fast
that game
as
is
hell.
fun.
Fun. It's fun.
You're going to enjoy it. Buy it.
Everybody should buy it.
Yeah, 48 for a Pro. That's
that's a good. It's good.
Maybe I'm wrong. Any Stern Pro under 5. How can you lose?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
At this point,
except for Led Zeppelin.
Except for Led Zeppelin.
Even Star Wars. Star Wars under 5 is still a great deal.
Did we ever tell our joke about the Texas show with Led Zeppelin Pro? The social experiment I was trying to do that night.
No, you can tell that if you want. You talk about it.
So I was trying to conduct a social experiment. I think,
funny.
did Izzy ruin it? Izzy ruined it.
Did Izzy do it?
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Did he do it? Izzy, so we were playing, I think, the Indiana Jones, and we were over there near the new medieval.
Was it Stern Indiana Jones?
Stern Indiana Jones.
Right
and
next to.
on the left, at the end of the row, was Led Zeppelin Pro. Nobody was playing it, and then we were all, when you're standing around with 4 people playing, people get in the way. So I started standing in front of Led Zeppelin Pro based off the fact that nobody was going to come up and want to play it and make me move. So then it was a social experiment of how long is Led Zeppelin Pro going to stay open? And then Izzy went over and started playing it. And I was like, you're ruining my experiment.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out.
I was like, nobody's going to come over here and play this game. It's there.
I play, and you're a Richie fan, but it's probably your least favorite Richie.
There's no way he's proud of that game.
Yeah, I think he got screwed on that one. I think they forced him to.
Wasn't that the one where he was saying even the license holder was just every single move they made? It was just nope, take that out. Nope, take that out.
They don't license their music out very often at all, either.
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it. So
there's a guy at Food Lion near my house that works in produce. He looks exactly like Robert Plant, and he's there every time I go in. I could go on a random day. Yeah. He's got the hair. He's got It's a long running joke now with me and my wife. I'm like,
it's like I saw this article today.
Stairway.
Some guy in Kentucky won $163 million in the lottery like 3 days ago, and then he got in a fight with a police officer and kicked him, and went to jail. Him and the person he was with. And the interesting thing is, I was reading this article. I'm like,
wow. He didn't get there in time to turn in the ticket?
No, he got. I think he turned in the ticket and
I was
everything.
Say, that's the twist of the story.
But what's interesting is I'm reading this story and he was like on parole for something else already. I'm like, oh, that's not good. You just won the lotto. You're going to jail. And then I look, and the person that was with him, who got arrested with him, her last name was Fightmaster, I was like, wow, that's
You were
okay.
meant to be.
You're living up to that one. I'm like, it just struck me as odd that her
What,
name was Fight Master.
What background would be that last name?
I don't know.
Fight Master?
I don't know. Was it like she had a great grandfather who was like a Spartan soldier?
Where would that even be native
Fight
to?
Master.
Oh, it's Bob Fight Master's here. You're like,
oh, jeez.
I don't buy that. They wouldn't change their name.
Oh, it was in the paper.
That doesn't mean they didn't legally change it.
Yeah. Can you change your name? What
You can change your name to anything you want. You could. Would I change it? No, I like my name.
I changed it to something really bad so people would be like embarrassed to say it.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with my name. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
There's worse ones out there.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
No, I have.
There's a lot that start with Ben, though.
Oh yeah, but I had a friend that got married, and I told him, I said, "Well, your wife must really love you too." I won't say his name on air, but one of the worst last names I've ever heard in my life. I was like that. She must really love you to be willing
to take that name.
Yeah,
you got to hyphenate it.
Inherit that. It's a bad last name.
Like Smith Lipschitz.
This one's worse.
I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple that are pretty bad.
120.
Where we at?
All right, bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it
All
on.
right, we're going 10 pinball questions. Sorry, we're getting off topic here. All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
How many are you gonna get in prediction?
70%.
70%. That's what I would guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good average.
What mechanical feature does NASCAR and Star Wars have in common?
The loop.
There you go. I called it the Hyperloop, but yeah, the loop.
Well, I think they called it the track in NASCAR.
Yeah.
So it was the track and then the loop. Yeah.
Name two differences between Metallica and Metallica Remastered.
Two differences. What did they change? Sparky's different.
Yep.
Voicing is different.
Yep.
And what bothers me on that, I noticed it the last time I was playing it, is they're mixing in old and new. And I kind of wish they had just stuck with one or the other.
Is there any visuals of Jason Newsted in the game?
No.
That would be awesome.
No. Or Cliff. No Cliff.
Oh, yeah, Cliff.
Now, are they in the game based off music? Yes.
Yeah.
But on the playfield or representation? No.
Yeah.
No.
That would have been cool if they could have worked in something for Cliff.
Cliff, I would see them doing, because James is still, just...
Yeah.
They talk about Cliff all the time.
Yeah.
Even at the shows.
Newsted had no shot.
Yeah. They love him. They're all good now.
Yeah, they're good, but at the same time, you're stepping in and trying to replace somebody that everybody's extremely close to. You're never going to live up to that.
And you're also talking, these guys were like 22 years old.
Right.
They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah,
and then
the
they
world
lost
was
their best
oyster,
friend.
and they lost their best friend right in the middle of it.
There we go. There's Metallica. Yeah, there's a few more. I know they changed some inserts. They changed some modes.
Yeah.
72 Seasons is on there, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There
Yeah, you got it.
So
I didn't even write down the answers because I knew there was at least two you were going to get.
Yeah, there's two.
How many versions of AC/DC are there, including the Vault editions? This was interesting. I would have got this wrong.
All right. Well, they had the original Pro, Premium, and two LEs.
Okay, which two LEs?
They had Back in Black and Let There Be Rock.
Yep.
So they had the two. So it was Facey DC Pro, because it had the Big Angus face, and then Premium, two LEs. Then they did Lucy. Then they did the new Pro.
Yeah. The Vault.
That didn't have the Facey DC. Then they did the Vault Premium again, and then they did another round of Lucy's after that, and that's all I know.
Did they do Lucy Remastered?
They did like a second thing of Lucy's later.
Okay. Yeah, I had it at 7. So I think I didn't know if it was like a Vault Lucy. Did they do a Vault Lucy?
I don't know if they called it a Vault Lucy or what, but they did another.
I'm gonna give you that
thing
one because you got a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, that was around.
I forgot about Lucy,
big,
and that's
big
the one.
thing.
That's the one I would buy.
Yeah.
The pervert one.
I've got that translate.
You do, I know, I love it. My wife's like, we can't put that in the house. I'm like, it's fine. Look, we have Elvira.
Well, and then what was the guy's name? Auric or however you say his name, that did a lot of the art packages. Yeah. My first premium I had back in like 2013, he did the Helen package. Helen package. Got to look that one up.
Yeah, I need to look that up.
He did. It was basically a nod to Lucy, but
gotcha.
get the name Hell in.
Gotcha.
Helen was a good package too. I had that on my first one.
I've heard about that. I don't think I've ever seen it. All right, who is listed as the game designer for JJP's Wizard of Oz?
I feel like we already did this one, didn't we?
No.
The game designer for Wizard of Oz is Keith Johnson.
That's code. That's the laundry. Laundry's done.
Oh.
Can you grab that?
Yeah. Well, I asked about 20 minutes ago if it was done.
Nope, it's done now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Joe Balser.
Oh, see, I think we did talk about this.
No, we talked about code.
And then we talked about Joe Balser and something else.
Are you trying to get out of getting credit for this? Not getting credit for this?
No, I'll take the loss. I'm okay with that. I
you
told
got
you
the
I get
loss.
70%.
Oh, I'm giving you the loss.
Yeah.
You've only got one wrong so far. Okay. All right. The action button on Guardians of the Galaxy activates what in the game?
I've been working on one.
I know, and it says it on there.
It's crap. What is that thing called? It's the hyper warp something garbage.
You're close. It starts with an H.
Yeah,
No, close.
hydraulics,
Hadron.
hadron collider, hadron.
Close. Enforcer.
Halley's Comet.
I'll give you that one. You got it close. Hadron Enforcer.
Halley's Comet.
The little cannon that Rocket makes. The Hadron Enforcer.
Is that what that thing does?
I think it's like a bomb. You can use it like almost like a walker bomb kind of thing in the game where it spots you shots, I think.
I got it working and did not.
Yeah. I think it says it right on there.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I love it. I'll give you that one. You were close. You were almost there.
Half credit.
What ramp feature is found in Tales from the Crypt, Led Zeppelin, and Munsters? It's a style of ramp.
Oh, that inverted? Yeah.
Yeah, the 180 ramp.
Yeah. Oh, I love that on Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, it's awesome. It works really good on Tales from the Crypt. On Led Zeppelin, it was okay. And Munsters, it works really well, too.
So he brought it back for Munsters? Because
Yeah,
that was
I guess
Borg.
so.
Yeah, so it was Borg, and then Richie used it, and then he brought it back for Munsters. Yeah, I love that invert kick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Love that.
When it works right, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, what February 2023, or sorry, 2000, can't talk today.
Take two.
What February 2003 Joe Balser release had Pinball's first tricolor information display?
Tricolor, was that be Simpsons?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the TV.
Yeah.
It had like LEDs, but they were different colors.
I was thinking
didn't know that.
Ripley's, and I was like, no, those were single color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Simpsons. I tried to throw in a little hints. February 2000, Balser,
2003 was the only thing that got me in the ballpark because what was it? 03, 05, and 07 were the major pinball party releases.
Yeah. All right, here you go. Where is the extra ball shot on Jurassic Park?
Wow. And I have a targeted email from them asking me about
it's
Jurassic
sitting right
Park.
behind me, too. You figure it out?
Extra ball. Oh, wait. Isn't it going back up the invert on the ramp on the right?
Which one?
Like where the helicopter is?
No.
For chaos and all that?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, all right, you're getting that one wrong. It's the right ramp.
Is it?
Yep, and it's that light on top, the orange one. That's the extra ball light.
Okay.
It's such a weird spot.
Maybe
like
I should fix my Jurassic Park.
You should.
I mean,
if you would have fixed the shitty shortstop dinosaur, you might have seen
mine's
the sign.
fine except for the dino.
Yeah,
it works.
All right, so that's two. You got what? Two wrong out of 8.
So I gotta get the next.
Yeah, you
I gotta get one
of these.
more right.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna flip these questions around because I'm gonna end on a Bram Stoker's.
Yeah, I'll fail it too.
Yeah. What 2 Williams wide-body games were released in 1993?
93. That Star Trek was 93. So Star Trek, and I know Popeye was 94. Dread? Was Dread 93? Well, they did 6 in a row. So let's think about it. So I know Next Gen was 93 for sure.
Next Gen is definitely 93.
Demolition Man.
Very popular game. Popeye. You won't pay for it. Neither will I.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
There you go.
No, I was going through the list. We were just talking about it like 2 hours ago because I love asking that question. What are the 6 games that they did?
6 wide bodies.
Yeah. And
there's Popeye, Judge Dredd, Demolition Man.
Yep.
Star Trek: The Next Generation, Indiana Jones, and Twilight Zone.
There you go.
That was it. That's the 6 wide bodies.
You got it.
I like them. They're all.
Wait, wasn't Twilight Zone was 93? Wasn't it?
Was it 93?
I want to say it was.
92.
I don't know. Yeah, I think Twilight Zone was 93.
Well, you got it right, I guess, so it doesn't matter.
Right, but it just
now I want to look it up. We'll look it up when we get done.
Dean Grover.
All right. And your last question for
it's
today's
Dracula.
podcast.
All right, well, at least I got 70%.
How many Bram Stoker's Draculas were produced? 5,300, 6,800, or 8,000?
5,300.
6,801.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, you got it. You passed.
Yeah.
70%.
70.
You got it like a C. You got a C. I'm going to give you C minus.
Wouldn't 70 be a D?
I don't know.
Passing was 70 and
Dude,
up, right?
I can't keep track of like how the kids get graded now because
Yeah.
it was like 70 to 79 was a C. 80 to 89 was a B, or 89.9 or whatever was a B.
That's what it is now?
And then when you get below 70,
Yeah.
it used to be 65 to 69.9 was a D. And then below 65 was an F.
When was that?
That was it. That was growing up for me in high school, middle school, everything. You got between a 65 and a 69, it was a D.
I would have been valedictorian if I had gone to school in North Carolina. Where I was, 69 and below was failing.
69 and below?
D was 70 to 74.
I think this was New York.
Okay.
It was probably New York when I was
I remember C was 75 to 84.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of room there for a C. You had like 9 points. And then, yeah, it was 85 to 89 or 90 for a B.
See, this is what happens on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, now we're talking about grades in school.
Well, I think 94
But you know
to
what?
100 was
You
an
passed. You know what you got?
Yeah.
C minus.
Okay.
You got a C minus. I'll give you C
Depending
minus.
on what state I was in.
Yeah, depending on what state.
Yeah. I
So,
would have done a lot better.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. This all came together pretty quick, but hopefully
if-
everybody learned some stuff today.
If you need some repairs,
We're
going to start. We'll branch out. We're still
Yeah.
businessing. Things take time.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% ready for everything yet, but we can do some.
But if you're in the
things.
Charlotte area and you need some pinball repair work done,
drop it off at my house.
yeah, shoot me a message. I'll connect you with TVBen. He loves working
have
on
credentials.
the games. Yeah, he loves working on the games. He knows his stuff, I'm excited to see where you go with this.
I hope it works out.
And I'm even more excited the fact when I have a really big problem, I'm going to come to you and make you figure it out.
Bring
it's
it
great.
over.
It's fantastic.
We'll hang out.
So, all right. Well, with that, I will close things down, and we'll hopefully be back. I got to get dual headsets for streaming. Like when I have people come over and stream, because I was trying to work through the Bluetooth with two Bluetooth headsets, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work. So, I haven't had anybody on stream as a guest in a while, and now that your schedule is a little more open, yeah, I know.
Nobody wants to come over here.
There you go. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I need to come over and stream one day.
Yeah, we'll pick a game that you absolutely hate.
Toy Story.
Perfect.
Hey.
Yay.
Right.
Then maybe you'll get Vacation Multi-Ball.
No, I'll play any of these.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to kick it over to the end screen. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and play more pinball.